Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to June's angel reading. I love this mid-month angel check-in. I love to channel the angelic energy. They're an amazing support and ally for us in this really challenging journey. It doesn't matter if things are going right or things are an upward climb. We know that the angels are here with us as we start to work through some of this adventure that we're on. Now, like always, my friends, I do have the Angel Tarot. It's really not my favorite. It's the best I have found. I'm always interested in angel decks, and what people are finding. I don't like decks that have lots of blurb. It's one of the reasons I don't like. I don't want that added extra, if you will, as it doesn't always encompass what the reading's about. I like it to be like a normal tarot deck. I am slowly, but I guess surely working on my angel tarot. I won't lie, in the last month, I haven't worked on it at all. Every time I grab this deck, I remember why I'm like, I really need to get that done. It's on the list of things to do. Then I have the Angel Inspiration Oracle, which I absolutely adore. And then I have Healing with the Angels. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy around Diane Virtue. However, when she created this deck, she was channeling the angelic energy and she was in that place of light and love. Not that she's not right now. It's just she has decided to take a different path. All right, let's look at what the angels want to share with you guys. Next week, we are stepping into summer. Again, an amazing, amazing time of year. We've got that warmth, that longest day of the longest day of the year. So an amazing time to really embrace that shift, if you will. Of course, the summer solstice is when the Oak King takes the crown, I guess, from the Holly King. We have that shift over. The Holly King will be back, of course, during winter solstice. We have luck. Always good to see. Actually, sorry. We have the Page of Pentacles with luck. Is it luck? Sure, it's more than that. I love it. We have the Page of Cups. It's a lot more than friendship. More the flexibility. And I think that's a piece, is being more open to the energies, the opportunities and possibilities that are there. We do have the double pages side by side. Pages are the 11th card in the Minor Arcana. We have that mastery number. We have that, just that action number, if you will. The Two of Swords. High Priestess. Now we have double twos. What's the last card going to be? The 5. Okay. And then we end on the 5. So in angel messages, these double twos, they talk about balance. And yeah, like I said, it is more about balancing out perspective, about what we're focusing in on. We can't be rigid. That's the one thing that isn't going to work for us. The more rigid we are, we're going to be crashing up against the possibilities, that balance, that calm that we need. And yeah, it's easier said than done. We will always have that conflict. Sometimes it will feel like those racing thoughts or that fast forward brain. Other times it's going to be how people treat us, our emotions that hurt. We can't control that external. We can only control what's happening in for us. The decisions we make, the actions we take are going to impact us. think things through. We do have the double swords. Swords themselves are about knowledge. We don't want to overthink, be hypercritical, overcritical of self. We want to make sure that we're using our head, thinking things through. We've got these double kiddos here with the page asking questions. Like I said, we need that flexibility. We need that grounded energy to bring in the knowledge that we want. The high priestess always carries a scroll or the book of Torah, which is the universal knowledge. In the weeks ahead, you need to be mindful of those expectations and demands. When we are in that rigid formation, we don't allow for creativity. We don't allow for thinking outside the box because we're so stuck in it. Those expectations and demands sometimes keep us stuck. Keep that frustration and just caged up. The more we're pent up, the more we find that taking that deep breath and starting to make some decisions, high vibrational decisions for you, that's going to empower you to embrace creativity, no matter what that looks like for you, to embrace flexibility. Again, some of us feel a little bit more bendy than others. Don't push too hard. It should be just like when you're doing yoga. It should feel like a little bit of a stretch, but not something that's overwhelming. Because you can come back and give yourself a little bit more of a stretch, and you'll be surprised at how that flexibility starts to become more of the norm. Because when we are flexible, when we're able to think outside the box, we're going to feel more grounded, because we're going to have a better understanding of self, understanding of what we can accomplish, because we are pushing those boundaries a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So we have a comfort zone. We understand where those boundaries are. We understand how we function. This is an amazing time to have that awareness so that we can see how we respond. Do we like it? What do we need to shift and change so that we stay in that high vibration? Take it slow. None of this is fast. Yes, we're looking at the mastery number. Yes, we're looking at balance. However, when we take it slow and steady, first card out was the Pentacles. We're going to find that we feel more in control. We feel more able, more confident to embrace what's coming forward. Embrace that adventure. Because, let's be honest, running through and pushing fast and furious will create instability and will really aggravate that 5, because it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will, because all that fear, all that boogeyman energy starts to be validated because we're pushing ourselves too fast and too furious, and we stumble and fall. That's upside down. Archangel Jophiel, amazing archangel of creativity. She's the patron archangel for artists and creators. Moreover, she actually has an amazing talent to help feng shui our brain. I do have a healing with her on my channel here where that's exactly what we did. And it can really help with that balance and getting rid of some of that gunk, some of that. It feels almost like that toxic energy where we keep beating ourselves up. And that's upside down. Don't know if they'll all be upside down. Archangel Zadkiel. Again, I have 2, 3, maybe. Can't remember off the top of my head how many meditations I have with him. Again, it is about reformatting almost, though that awareness and understanding of self. The meditation that's coming up with Archangel Zadkiel is one I did with him where we worked on self-forgiveness, because a lot of this is about what we think we should have done, what we could have done. Starting with self, with that self-forgiveness, will help to empower you. Again, have a better understanding of self. Silence your thoughts. They're really being clear on how this is really negatively impacting you. It's time for that shift. And we do need to make sure that we're the ones in control in that higher self, in that positive, rather than that low. And finally, Archangel Chamuel, another archangel that I've done a lot of work with regarding self-love. Again, this isn't about just that quote-unquote self-care. This is about having a better understanding of you, of where you're functioning from, what you're expecting and demanding of self, so that you can start to make some really positive choices for you. You can take the High Priestess hand. She is a gatekeeper. The original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, she's sitting on a very comfortable concrete bench that has a kind of this wild and funky pattern piece of fabric behind her with the two famous pillars of B and J, one black, one white. And behind it is this kind of really, you can see this lush, fertile land behind some water. It's kind of grayed out. You really have to look at it. But she is that gatekeeper. We can go forward into a more prosperous time and space for ourselves if we start to do some work for us, using our words and asking for the help. Again, none of these beautiful high vibrational beings, including any and all angels, can step in unless our life is at a point where we're not supposed to leave. It's not one of our natural exit points. And that's a rare event. This is more about you empowering self. Have a better understanding and awareness of where you're at. And what's more, what's going to support you in moving forward in a positive way with less baggage, if that makes sense. Okay. Answered prayers. Just like I said, you have to use your words. No, you don't pray to angels. You pray to that divine. So whether it's a god, goddess, the great creator, the universal energy, that's who you pray to. However, when you ask for help, and yes, prayer is a way of asking for help, it's just more that intention, I guess. When you ask for help from high vibrational beings, you literally just say, hey, can you help me with this? Even if you don't understand what's causing this, you can say, hey, can you help me with feeling less gunky? Being able to embrace my creative self, to help with that grounding, or just help me feel better, less heavy, more in control. Use your words. What's going to make sense for you? Celebration. So next week, we do have not only the summer solstice coming in, we also have the full strawberry moon coming in at the same time. So the summer solstice is coming in on the 20th. Well, the full moon, of course, is on the 22nd. Now, summer solstice, depending on where you live, can come in from the 20th to the 22nd. It just really depends. For me in Canada, it's going to be the 20th. But the full strawberry moon is going to be a part of that. And I love the fact we have that moon large and in charge here. Enjoy next week. Enjoy the weeks ahead. Have that celebration. Enjoy that play, because that is a high vibrational energy. And that's going to help us to naturally shift out of that gunk, out of that yuck. Nature. Amazing time, depending on where you live, to connect into that nature. Many of us, me included, don't have snow right now. Knocking on wood. Yes, I have in my lifetime seen snow in every month of the year. However, now it's beautiful, and getting out and even embracing the nature that's around you. Even if you live in the city, there are little gardens. Even walking into a garden center, there's plants. It's about connecting into that earthy, grounded energy. Parks, even the fresh air outside can really help. I know a lot of us are like, yeah, it's hot outside. I want to be in that air-conditioned cool. I get that. You don't always have to go out in the hottest time of the day. Going for a nice walk early in the morning. Going for a walk as the sun is not in that high point of midday. Bringing in some nature, opening up some windows. It's about connecting in on what you feel comfortable and where you live. Be creative. But that grounded growth that's happening right now is contagious. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me and the angels today. I hope that this did help to get you motivated for the next month ahead. Get you motivated and get you going. If you did like this session, please give it a thumbs up and let me know how you're going to get going and get yourself motivated. If you haven't done so, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell so you don't miss any further and future posts that I have. I have a lot more coming forward and you don't want to miss any of it. If you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Patreon page and I've provided a link below so you can go check it out. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and the angels, and I hope that this has empowered you to take those steps forward. Until tomorrow, my friends,